the magical valley of Nilavara, there lived a sweet little fairy. Her name was Laila. Laila's laughter was as bright and fresh as morning flowers blooming, and her wings were as vibrant and colorful as a rainbow stretching across the sky after a refreshing rain. Laila was a very cheerful, jolly-natured fairy, but her heart held one deep desire, a true friendship. Every day she would sit by the blue spring that flowed through the heart of the jungle, and gazing at her reflection in the water, she would say, "Oh, how I wish I had a friend with whom I could share all my stories. Someone with whom she could fly, laugh, and play." But in the valley, everyone was extremely occupied. The fairies were busy handling their magical spells, the forest gnomes were busy collecting firewood, and the butterflies were busy chatting with the flowers. Laila often felt a profound sense of loneliness, but despite this, there was a unique radiance, a special sparkle in her innocence. She held an unwavering conviction that somewhere in this vast world there must be someone specifically created and meant only for her friendship. Then, one particular day, as the entire sky was bathed in a beautiful spreading orange light and the sun was on the verge of setting completely, Laila was comfortably seated by the clear spring, gently dangling her bare feet in the cool, refreshing water. Suddenly, on the perfectly still surface of the water, a tiny, almost imperceptible light began to shimmer. At first, it was just a small speck, but then it gradually grew a little larger. Then, quite unexpectedly, it transformed into a brilliant glowing circle.
Laila, utterly astonished, slowly rose to her feet. What exactly is this? Her voice conveyed less of fear and more of profound bewilderment.
From the circle of light, a tiny voice called out, "Don't stop, I'm coming!" And in that very next moment, from within the spectacles, a delicate, tiny blue shimmer emerged, which slowly, gradually began to transform into the ethereal shape of a fairy. Laila held her breath, completely captivated. The fairy from the spring was so lovely, so delicate, and bright as the stars in the sky. She softly said, "My name is Nora, and I've come to help you, Laila. Maine chode, bati, I." Laila, completely astonished, asked, "How do you know my name?" Nora smiled and gently replied, "Because you wished for friendship, and I have come to be your very first friend." A radiant light then burst forth in Laila's heart. A light, exactly like the one she had always yearned for. Laila stepped forward, reaching out, and gently took Nora's hand in hers. She then asked, "Tell me, will you truly, truly be my friend?" Nora, hearing this, simply let out a soft laugh. Her laughter contained a magical chime, like the softest whispers. "Yes, but my story remains unfinished, and it might be that only you possess the power to complete it." Laila was visibly startled. "What kind of story are you referring to?" Nora then spoke very softly. "I have not come here solely for the sake of friendship. I have come here to find my lost heart, and on this long and arduous journey, I truly need your presence, Laila." Laila gently but firmly took her hand in a reassuring grip. "If this journey is solely yours, then from this very moment forward, it is undeniably ours together." In that profound moment, a beautiful shimmering silvery glow seemed to spread and fill the air all around them. It was as if the very first tender breath of their blossoming friendship had resonated and echoed deeply throughout the entire valley. And so, the extraordinary and magical journey of Laila and Nora truly commenced, a journey towards a realm where friendship, love, and magic were destined to change everything they knew. The night's gentle breezes were soft and warm, and the rustling jungle leaves played a light, soothing melody. Laila and Nora, holding hands together, found a spot and sat down by the tranquil edge of the spring. The moon's radiant light shimmered and danced upon the water's surface as if a precious, luminous fragment of the vast night sky had been carefully laid down upon the earth. Nora spoke very softly. "Laila, you know, there's a deep secret hidden in this entire valley. A kind of, a secret that binds friendship, trust, and magic together." Laila, surprised, asked, "What secret?" Nora touched the water. The spring glowed blue, as if the water understood the fairy. "My heart?" Nora's voice cracked ever so slightly. "I've lost it. I've truly lost it. I don't know how it happened, but my heart, it was a small, glowing blue crystal, a heart-shaped gem that used to fill me with light from deep within." Laila gently took her hand. "Nora, you're not alone in this. As long as I am here, we will find your heart. I promise you." Nora smiled, and her laughter in that moment truly sounded like the ringing of bells. Then she opened her palm, and from within it, a tiny blue feather appeared. "This is my magic," she explained. "Whenever a place holds a special spot in my heart, this feather begins to glow." Laila gasped in surprise. Well then, what are we waiting for? Let's go! Let's go right now! Nora rose to her feet, and her wings began to shimmer with soft blue light. Lila watched, completely astonished. Nora's light was cast upon the water, forming tiny circles as if the water itself was playing with her. The first journey. Nora looked up towards the vast sky. From there, new paths would surely open for her. Layla tilted her head to the side, a look of confusion on her face. A door made of air? Do such doors truly exist in this world? Nora replied with a gentle chuckle. Every single magical thing you see has its very own door. The only real difference is that we simply cannot perceive them, not until we truly look with a pure and open heart. Lila, with an innocent look, asked, "And my heart, is it truly right?" Nora gently squeezed her hand. Lila, your heart is so incredibly pure, so genuinely true, that perhaps even my own lost light might begin to glow just by seeing it. Hearing this, Layla's heart was filled with joy. She, her own, her tiny fairy, with a graceful flourish, waved her magic wand in the air, and from its tip, a shower of small sparkling stars began to rise and float upwards. Bathed in the soft glow of the moonlight, those shimmering stars appeared as though they were joyfully celebrating the exciting journey that lay ahead for both young girls. "Come on, Nora," Layla urged. "Maham is patiently waiting for us." And both fairies, hand in hand, began to fly deep into the forest towards the door of the wind. The leaves of the trees were making way, clearing a path for them. Butterflies were gracefully circling around them, and the moon, their constant companion, journeyed with them across the vast expanse of the sky. But as they approached the very last line of trees, Layla suddenly halted. "Nora, what is that sound?" From a great distance, a sound of laughter seemed to drift towards them, but that laughter was truly peculiar. It wasn't the joyful giggle of a fairy, nor the mischievous chuckle of a dwarf, and certainly not the cry of any animal. Nora quickly placed her hand on Lila's back. "Pause. Shh! Someone is approaching." From the tree bushes, a faint rustling. A faint blue light began to flicker. Layla, in a hushed tone, gently inquired, "Is that the light from your very own heart?" Nora shook her head. "No, this is something else entirely, but whatever it may be, we will certainly have to face it." And in that very next moment, a mysterious shadow emerged from the dense bushes. It was small, yet remarkably luminous. Layla gasped, drawing a sharp breath. "Who is this?" The shadow paused, and with a mischievous glint in its glowing eyes, it declared, "It is I. I am the very secret of this solitary jungle, and neither of you is truly prepared for the journey ahead." Nora took a decisive step forward. "We are fully prepared, and we absolutely cannot be stopped." Saya laughed. Her laughter was both cold and innocent. "Well then, let's see if you two truly understand the magic of friendship or not." The air suddenly grew a little colder. For the very first time, Layla felt a touch of fear, but Nora gently held her hand. "Layla, I'm here. Don't worry, we're together. Everything will be all right." And that shadow slowly, gradually, moved towards the dark depths of the forest, gesturing for them to follow. And so, Layla and Nora started to move towards the very threshold of a brand new mystery, and the tale itself was on the verge of becoming far more captivating. The shadow was gradually fading away, receding deeper and deeper into the dense canopy of the trees. Meanwhile, Layla and Nora continued to follow, their footsteps guided by the scattered tiny specks of light. The jungle had never been so utterly silent. Even the leaves were holding their breath, as if they were observing them. Layla softly inquired, "Nora, who is this shadowy figure? I'm feeling a bit scared." Nora firmly clasped her hand in hers. "Layla, fear is an inherent part of any journey. If we allow our fears to stop us, we will never be able to move forward." Layla took a deep breath and slowly nodded her head. "All right, I'm with you." We both moved ahead, side by side, and suddenly the forest floor began to glow with a blue light. Nora was startled. This is no ordinary place. This is the border of the Forgotten Forest. Layla was surprised. Forgotten? Had someone truly forgotten it? Nora whispered, "No, this place is home to things that make us forget. They strip us of our memories, our laughter, our conversations, our deepest desires." Layla's heart stopped for a moment. "So, what if we go further?" Nora gently placed her hand on her shoulder. "If we are together, no memory can ever be snatched from us. The magic of friendship always protects." As soon as this was heard, tiny silver fireflies suddenly lit up the surrounding atmosphere, as if the forest had felt the truth in Nora's words. Then that same shadow came and stood right before me. Slowly, very slowly, a distinct shape began to materialize. It was a small being, about the height of a young child, half light, half shadow, but its eyes were incredibly large and they were of a deep, deep blue color. He said, in a voice as deep and dark as the night, "You too have managed to reach this point, but only the one may go forward whose heart is filled with pure truth." Nora stepped ahead. "Our hearts are pure. We have not come here to cause any harm to anyone. We are not here for magic, nor for power. We have only come to find my heart." Saya watched them for a few moments. Then he slowly spoke. "The heart that is broken, which time has concealed, which fear has held captive." Lila stood silently, but inside she understood something. It might not have been the enemy at all. It was something completely different. Eventually, he spoke up once more. "I need to reveal a significant secret to you. Nora's heart wasn't simply taken away. There was more to it. It has been completely broken." "What? Broken? Who could have done this? And why?" Saya looked down at the ground, and a noticeable tremor went through her. I was a witness to all of this. Layla was completely taken aback. "Did you see it? What exactly happened?" Saya slowly sat down. It's as if the sheer weight of her memories has become an unbearable burden for her to carry. One day, Nora was laughing, she was playing, and her heart was truly filled with so much light. But someone very close to her, deeply wounded her heart by saying that Nora's inner light is dim and weak. She could never truly be a friend to anyone. And then, Nora's eyes slowly began to well up with tears. Layla immediately rushed over to her side. "Nora, please listen to me. This whole situation is completely wrong. You are truly the most radiant and luminous fairy I have ever had the pleasure of seeing. You are my very first and dearest friend, and without a doubt, the most beautiful one too." Nora managed a faint, almost imperceptible smile, but her eyes were still glistening with unshed tears. Saya continued to speak. "This matter affected his heart so deeply that a crack formed within it, and light began to emerge. Then, one night, his heart completely shattered, and a broken piece of it fell somewhere in this very forest." Layla's eyes widened. "So the heart we've been searching for, it's actually Nora's shattered light, which only friendship can truly mend." Nora firmly clasped Layla's hand. There was a strange ache in her heart, but also a powerful sense of hope. Saya rose, and for the very first time, a gentle softness appeared on her face. "If you both truly wish, I can tell you the next step. But you must remember, this journey will not be an easy one. If you are separated from each other for even a single moment, the path itself will make you forget your way." Layla immediately declared, "We will never be separated. We have come together and we will go together. Nora is my friend. I will never, ever leave him all alone." Tears glistened in Nora's eyes, but these were not tears of sorrow or pain. They were of pure love and profound gratitude. Saya slowly raised her hand, and from her palm, a soft blue light began to emanate, forming a wondrous, magical pathway. It twisted and turned, shimmering brightly, stretching long and deep into the heart of the dark forest. At the very end of this winding path, you will find the exact spot where Nora's heart last glowed with life. But be warned, the greatest challenge, the true test, awaits you there. Layla took a deep, steadying breath. Then, gently taking Nora's hand, she softly asked, "Shall we go?" Nora nodded, a silent affirmation. "Let's go." And together, they stepped onto that brightly illuminated, magical path, moving steadily towards the encroaching darkness, where love, friendship, and a touch of magic were patiently awaiting their arrival. The blue pathway's guiding light began to slowly, steadily lengthen, and the two fairies, Layla and Nora, as they carefully placed their steps upon its luminous glow, kept moving deeper, receding into the dark, mysterious forest. The path was so incredibly silent, so profoundly still, that the only sound one could discern was the gentle, almost imperceptible flutter of their wings. But even within this deep quietude, a strange, unsettling pulse seemed to emanate. It was as if the very jungle itself was deliberately putting them to the ultimate test. Layla observed the surroundings with a keen eye. A dark, hazy mist seemed to float everywhere, and the long, skeletal branches of the trees pursued them like ominous shadows. "Nora," Layla asked softly, her voice barely a whisper, "why does this place feel so incredibly unsettling?" Nora took a deep, heavy breath. "Because this, Layla, is the very place where all the lost and forgotten emotions linger. The shattered dreams of all the fairies, the long-forgotten hopes of the dwarves, and the lost, silent voices of the birds. Layla, with a look of utter astonishment, then asked, "And what about your own heart too?" Noura slowly and very gently bowed her head. "Yes, my heart. It too is trapped somewhere in such deep, overwhelming emotions. When I first felt this pain, my inner light had shattered, scattered all around. If Leela holds his hand, then we will make things right. No matter what challenges lie ahead, we will both confront and conquer them as one." Noura gazed at him with a gentle, understanding look. For the very first time, a genuine glimmer of hope shone brightly in his eyes. At that precise moment, a truly enormous door suddenly materialized at the very furthest end of the winding path. It was incredibly tall, immensely heavy, and as dark as the deepest ink, yet a faint ethereal blue light was slowly creeping along its intricate edges. Leela was utterly and completely astonished. "Oh, wow! This is an absolutely, completely, and truly magical door." Noura then cautiously took a step forward. "This is the door to our ultimate trial. It will only open for us when our hearts are truly thinking exactly alike. However, if we ever become separated from each other, this door will simply shut." Leela then innocently asked, "What exactly is this same thing you speak of?" Noura replied with a smile, "Talk of friendship, talk of love, talk of truth." Leela quickly said, "Then think, we are friends." Noura lowered her head. "No, Leela, it's not that easy. We must have one feeling deep in our hearts." Both fell silent. A few moments passed. Leela held Noura's hand very firmly in her own. Then she closed her eyes for a moment and softly said, "I truly don't ever want you to be left all alone. You are my very first and most cherished friend, and I absolutely never want your precious heart to be broken. What I truly wish for is that you always remain happy, both with me by your side and with your own beautiful inner light." Noura's breath seemed to stop for a moment. She too closed her eyes at the same time. "I don't want you to leave me either, Leela. For the very first time, I feel like someone truly wants me, understands me, and accepts me for who I am. Even with my brokenness, you never look down on me." Suddenly, the door trembled ever so slightly, and the blue light that was spread across it began to glow brightly. Leela opened her eyes. "Noura, look, it's slowly opening." Noura's eyes also witnessed the sight. The massive ancient stone slab of the door slowly, ever so gradually, began to transform into a narrow crack. It was as if some unseen force was pulling it open from the inside. As the door fully opened, a thick swirling mist began to pour out from within. The mist was strikingly white and felt incredibly cold, yet within its depths, countless silver-colored glimmers were seen gracefully floating. "What place is this?" Leela inquired. Noura, in a hushed tone, replied, "This is the realm where the shattered fragments of empty hearts reside. Here, every single thing, even the light and the very sound, feels profoundly incomplete." The moment they stepped inside, soft whispers began to emerge from the swirling mist. "Noura, you are so weak. No one could ever possibly be your friend. Your light is completely and utterly useless." These voices began to echo and resonate through the air like a painful, bitter quarrel. Leela immediately stood up, placing herself directly and firmly in front of Noura. "Do not pay any attention to the things that they are saying. This is all a lie. These are the voices that have caused you so much pain before. But I am right here with you now. These disturbing voices, they cannot possibly reach you." Noura's eyes slowly began to fill up with tears. "Oh, Leela, I am feeling so very scared." Leela then took both her hands and gently held her cheeks. "Look at me closely. I am right here with you. As long as I am present, no single voice can ever break your spirit." Suddenly, the thick fog started to slowly recede, and right before our eyes, a small bright point of light became clearly visible. A vibrant blue, gently breathing, as if a living heart was softly beating. Noura spoke in a hushed tone. That is my heart." Before Leela, that piece of light slowly, gradually began to grow. A brilliant, shimmering blue crystal, which was gently pulsating with a soft light, as if it were trying to recognize someone or something familiar. Noura cautiously took a step forward, but her footing suddenly faltered, and she began to lose her balance, falling backward. Leela, with quick reflexes, immediately reached out and firmly caught her. "Noura!" A look of deep concern and distress was clearly visible in Noura's eyes.
"Leela, is it me?"
"I can't seem to get close to it. It keeps pushing me away. Why?" Leela held him tightly in her arms and said, "Because it is broken, and a broken heart is always afraid to let anyone come near. It thinks it will break once more." A tear fell from Noura's eyes. "Then how do I put it back together?" Leela gently placed her hand on Noura's and said, "With the light of friendship, the truth of love, and the certainty that you are not alone." Leela took Noura's hand and stood her in front of the blue heart. "Come on, let's both work together to fix this, because this heart isn't just yours, it's ours." For the very first time, Noura genuinely smiled and said, "Let's go." And then both of them reached out their hands towards the shimmering blue light. The moment their hands drew close to the heart, the entire area was enveloped in a powerful, intense blue glow. Heartbeats quickened, the air grew heavy, and the next moment was about to change their story forever. Leela and Nora had now ventured deep into the forest's darkest heart. This particular section was unlike any other they had encountered. It was silent, solemn, yet astonishingly filled with a profound sense of magic. Nora spoke gently. This very place, the heart's final piece, is hidden somewhere within these confines, but this particular part of our journey will certainly not be an easy one. Leela grasped her hand firmly. I am right here. Don't you worry. We will definitely find it. The two of them then proceeded to move forward. The surrounding air suddenly grew noticeably colder. Between the thick, dark trees, a very faint, soft glow became visible, as though someone had dropped a shimmering thread of light. Nora then quietly stated, "This is indeed the true pathway to the heart's lost fragment. Follow this." Both quickly followed the light. And after going some distance, the light stopped at a small, mirror-like pond. Leela was astonished. This isn't water, it's a mirror. The pond's surface was shining like glass, and within it, not their own reflection, but a blue glowing heart was visible. Leela softly said, "Nora, this is a heart, just one step away." Nora stepped forward, but the pond blocked her path. It wasn't water, but a magical barrier. From the pond, a deep, powerful voice emerged. The final piece can only be found by that special fairy who within her heart holds both love and true friendship. Not just one, but both of them. Nora gazed at Leela, her expression filled with surprise. I still hold love in my heart, but I had completely lost my belief in friendship. Leela gently took her hand. Not anymore. You've truly learned the meaning of friendship again, right here with me. Tears welled up in Nora's eyes, but her voice was firm and clear. Yes, I have truly learned it. Friendship, too, possesses a strength as profound as love itself. And I am Leila's true friend. The very instant Nora uttered these words, the entire pond was completely bathed in a beautiful blue radiance. The obstruction disappeared on its own. Nora and Leila both reached out their hands, and the heart's final glowing fragment rose into the air and gently absorbed into Nora's chest. In a single moment, Nora's wings shone brightly, her voice turned sweet, and her face began to shimmer in the gentle moonlight. Leila, filled with joy, cried out, "Nora, you are finally complete!" Nora pulled Leila into a tight embrace. Leila, you didn't just help me find my heart. You gave me back my faith in friendship, and that truly was my real heart all along. Soft moonlight descended gently from the sky. The trees began to sway gracefully, and the entire valley, bathed in a mystical blue light, was filled with the radiant magic of friendship. Leila, with a laugh, then asked, "So what shall we do now?" Nora gently took her hand, then spread her radiant wings and declared, "Now together we shall spread the magic of friendship and love across this entire valley." And then both fairies, laughing, singing, soaring through the air, disappeared among the twinkling stars. And just like that, two hearts connected, and the magic of friendship was sealed forever. If you enjoyed this magical story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. For more beautiful stories, stay with us.